A lot of people just see him in the prism of COVID. The reality is I dealt with him when I was a 23-year-old researcher at the University of Florida. That was in the early 1980s, 1981, 82. And during that time, we were having a crisis we didn't know at the time would be HIV. All we knew were a lot of homosexual men were coming into our hospitals. They were getting very sick. They were hypoxic. They couldn't breathe. You do a chest x-ray. The chest x-ray was normal. They'd have horrendous diarrhea, and they died. It was just like this sequence, boom, 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 boom. And it was happening everywhere. We were seeing it in North Florida because people were coming from New York. They'd come in and they'd stop in Florida, and they'd come into our hospitals and were deathly ill on death's doorstep. Seen in obviously large areas where there's a large homosexual population, like in San Francisco, New York, Miami, these different centers were seeing the same thing. One of the things that Dr. Fauci and the people at Johns Hopkins had identified was that what we had seen, that they seemed to have this severe GI distress and diarrhea before they died. So there's some tie between that and their death. It seemed like that was a prelude of their death. And what we found, so I started looking in the literature. I was seeing the same thing. We saw their protein in the blood went very low, suggesting they're losing all this protein through the gut, which means it's very, very severe inflammation. And they would die. And so I went back and I said, the theory then, what Dr. Fauci was pushing, and he and John Bartlett at the Johns Hopkins were pushing, is that these virus somehow was producing an immunosuppressed state.
Right.
So their immune system did not work, which was true. But they said, they went one step further. They said because their immune system was not working, they were getting normal bacteria that would not, like Salmonella, Shigella, different types of pathogenic E. coli. And that was causing disease in these homosexual individuals. And they were culturing these out. And they said if you treated that, they got better. Problem was, none of us could find the same results. I never saw it in my patient at the University of Florida. I called around the whole country. I called San Francisco. I called Miami. I called Atlanta, all these places. Nobody could find the same things. I said, well, if you're not seeing that, and this is what NIH is saying, this is what's happening to these individuals, and that's how you address this problem, then why don't you say something? And here's what every one of them told me. If we say something, the NIH will cut off our research grants. We can't say anything that's contradictory to what Dr. Fauci is saying. Sound familiar, doesn't it?